Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Greene. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Greene is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview Sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
Do you want to become insanely successful? Do you want to be the go-to guru in your industry? Do you want to be talked about for all the right reasons? For over 40 years, Kevin Harrington has helped people just like you become significant influencers. Now he's broken the process down in the Key Person of Influence Roadmap, and it's yours for free. Just text KPI to him at 727-888-2100. Text KPI to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free step-by-step guide. Text KPI to 727-888-2100 to get the recognition you deserve and experience the success as the go-to voice everyone listens to in your industry today. Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast. I am your co-host, Seth Greene. Today I have the good fortune to be interviewing Patricia Reszetylo. Patricia, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
Awesome. I know you've got some really cool stuff going on in your business. Let's go back in time first. How did you get started?
Well, I guess we'd have to go back quite a ways. I grew up watching my dad run a business right in our front yard.
What business occurred in the front yard? And it wasn't a lemonade stand, I presume.
It was not a lemonade stand. It was a greenhouse. He had a greenhouse. He sold bedding plants. He sold flowers. He filled cemetery boxes. So for like Memorial Day, everybody has a cemetery box that they put on there. And so he filled them. In the winter, he would have poinsettias at Christmas time. So I'm forever in love with poinsettias, and big, huge fuchsia baskets that hung on the side of our house. Gorgeous stuff. So that was my first taste, and it was just, I always assumed that this was how normal people functioned.
Little did you know. Okay, so you saw Dad set an example as an entrepreneur, and then tell us a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey.
It's been quite a long one. I've been in and out of MLMs. I've started so many little businesses that didn't go anywhere because I had no clue what I was doing. In the 90s, I was driving taxi. I would have downtime. I can't read the newspaper, I'm sorry. Novels, you just get engrossed in it, and then the dispatcher comes with a call. And so I couldn't do that. So I started picking up business books at the library, and I would read them. And then as I'm driving around town, it's like, oh, look at that empty spot. What could a person build there? What kind of business could I put into this, this abandoned, this empty place?
All right. So that's how you started getting inspiration, looking for opportunity where others saw vacant lots or problems. Tell us a little bit about the business you've got now.
Right now, I'm a marketing coach and consultant, and I take little businesses that have no idea how to market, and I turn them into a thriving, beautiful thing.
That is fantastic. So how did you learn marketing in order to be able to do it for others?
Well, 1,000 failed ventures of my own. Yeah, that's where it started. And
eventually you figured out something that worked.
I found things that worked. I got into coaching as a client, and I was running up against things, and my coach said, oh, you need to read this book by Dan Kennedy. And oh my God, it just opened up this whole new world, and then I went to a boot camp, and I met people that were, like me, and invited me into their group. And, I got to rub elbows with really skilled, really intelligent, really smart marketers. yeah, and I just kept trying and applying little things here, and getting on webinars and learning a little bit of something and trying to apply it. And even if I couldn't afford to buy it, you can get on the webinar and you can learn at least the concept of. And after you've gotten some skill under your belt, you can get on some of those webinars and just do the stuff yourself. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So you were given a book by Dan Kennedy, The Words That Changed My Life, Changed Yours. You started learning direct response marketing and started applying it to things and seeing something that actually worked and getting more successful. What was the first business you applied it to that it worked for?
The first business where it really worked was in 2017, and I'd written a book for myself. And then I realized that other people, this was something that I could do for people. I could help them with. I plotted it out. I got one client, and it was a real blast working with her. She was so ambitious, and it just had such fascinating stuff that she was doing.
What type of business was she in?
She runs a school for equestrians. And what she teaches in the school is how to massage horses.
How to massage horses. I did not know this was a niche or a business. This is fascinating.
It is. Horses have all the same problems, mechanically, structurally, that people do. And in fact, they have a few more, because typically the people who ride them don't know how to ride very well. So they, end up, injuring them, really, especially over, however many years of bad riding. It's going to be structurally damaging. And the way that she's different is she actually really teaches the biomechanics of the horse, and you don't get that in most of the other equine massage programs. It's just, these are the muscles, go rub them. And so she ends up getting a lot of students in from many of the other programs because they don't teach them enough.
So what Dan Kennedy marketing strategies did you apply to an equestrian massage business?
Well, first off, we wrote her a book that positioned her as the authority in the field, which is what she needed. She'd had one student who went through her course, a 2-week course, ripped off her study aids, was now selling,
oh my God,
horse massage training herself. Yeah. So the first goal was to position her.
Okay. So you wrote a book, and then I presume there was some marketing of the book.
Yeah, we've been working with her on the marketing of the book. She's found that having these things has really expanded the opportunities that she's able to not just take advantage of, but that are created because she's seen as an authority.
Awesome. And what has the book and the marketing strategies that you've done, and what has that done for her business?
It's opened up some really interesting doors. She's
getting more clients, higher prices, more speaking gigs.
Yeah, all of that. Definitely.
Awesome. All right. So you applied it for her. It worked. It sounds like it sounds like it's still working. And then you said you wrote a book for yourself. What was that book?
How to build your business as an equestrian, an equestrian business. And I laid out, principles of just, I don't know, standard.
So then did that build you a niche serving equestrian businesses?
I had already kind of built myself a niche there.
Are you also an equestrian yourself, or did you just luck onto this woman?
I was infected with horses at like 9 years old. So
okay. So yeah. A passion. So you turned your passion into profits.
Yes, I did.
Awesome. That is great. Congratulations. So then I believe you serve other types of clients besides equestrians. Is that correct?
I certainly do. I do. I do.
So talk a little bit about how you branched out after becoming queen of horse massage.
I actually am also specializing in the accounting industry. So CPAs, accountants, bookkeepers, enrolled agents, these people, and they are very good at what they do. Most of them would really rather just kind of be in the office and, you know, doing the stuff than marketing.
They want to do the technical work.
Yeah, they tend to be technicians, and the marketing is terrifying. And I think most of them would rather do dental work than marketing.
Got it. Okay. So how did you expand from equestrian to accounting?
Well, it goes back to the book writing service. I realized that most of the people that I was connecting with as, you know, prospects for this, they didn't have the $3,000. I know it's
okay. So after you did the book for the equestrian, you started offering the done for you book services at $3,000, which Dan and I would both tell you is completely way too cheap, but keep going.
It was way too cheap, but it was the upper limits of my comfort zone
at the time. I understand. Okay, I'm with you.
And after the first one, I was like, oh, this is way too cheap. I found that at that price point and the people that I was connecting with, they didn't have that kind of money. They didn't have that kind of cash flow in their business. The second problem that I found was they didn't know what to do with the book once they had it, which is
so they need some of that marketing stuff.
Right. They weren't good at marketing in the first place. And so I thought, well, I'm going to have to set up a coaching program, and it's going to have all of these different things in it. You know, I had just all this stuff kind of sketched out in my head, and there was so much, it was overwhelming, and I'm like, never going to happen. And then I found an opportunity to have that coaching program set up for me. I've jumped in with both feet, a little intrepidly at first, but you know, sometimes it takes us a while to get our feet underneath us. And that, I don't know, it ended up leading into the accounting industry. I've been able to connect with a good number of them. I am still kind of putting my marketing system together, so I know pieces of it, and I don't have it all connected yet. You know, it's a process.
Okay. So that is, congratulations. That's quite a interesting success story in transition. Are the accountants easier or harder to get to listen to you than the horses?
Well, they're people, and they deal with numbers all the time. So numbers don't intimidate them. Numbers tend to intimidate most people. Money intimidates most people, and it doesn't seem to intimidate them. A lot of them have clients who are very wealthy. So the idea of money, and a lot of money, doesn't intimidate them.
Awesome.
It is an awesome thing. The challenge that I have faced and I'm working on is connecting with, it's not that difficult to connect with them. What I find challenging is figuring out who specifically within that whole big industry that I want to connect with, what my offer needs to be, limiting myself to just one offer for a while until I'm, you know, established, and then, you know, saying, oh, and we could also do this or this and this, instead of coming at them with everything.
Right.
And not having a good marketing message.
Okay. What do you like best about what you do?
I love working with people who take what I do, what I give them, and just run with it. And they apply it to their business, and they're like, oh, wow, I see where this is going. Oh my gosh. And they come up with, you know, a lead magnet. They come up with a book. They come up with, you know, some hook that is just, it just lights them up.
I can see your passion.
Helping them find that lit up space. Again, it's just, well, it lights me up. So
I can see that. All right. That is, with all of the success you've achieved on your amazing journey, have you written your own book, not about yourself, about what you've done?
not yet.
Working on it.
I am working on it. I haven't actually sat down and started writing, but I have a personal challenge that I've been overcoming. I actually didn't know what it was until about 4 or 5 years ago. You live your whole life under this one assumption, and then all of a sudden everything changes and you're like, oh, well, that explains a lot of things.
All right. Well, good luck with that. We hope that works well for you. For our listeners, I don't know, but I don't think we have any equestrian massage folks, but I know that we probably do have accountants. For our accountants who are interested in learning more about what you're doing, where is the best place for them to go to learn more about you and connect with you?
A very good place to connect with me is on LinkedIn. The challenge with that is spelling my last name.
We will put a link to your LinkedIn profile in the show notes to make it easier for them, along with the correct spelling of your last name. Is there anything, it's been a fascinating interview, anything else you want to share that I didn't think to ask you that we didn't get to cover?
Let's think. I see a lot of accountants, especially, and they could be CPAs, they could be, just regular accountants, bookkeepers. And the biggest thing that they fail to do is to differentiate their business.
Mm.
You ask them, what makes you different? And they say, I care about my clients. They say, I'm honest. I'm sorry, but I really should hope so. I mean, that's kind of a given. I hope if you're in the industry that you care about your clients and that you're honest. What you need is something that really makes you stand out, specializing in an industry. So for example, I've noticed a few CPAs who are now specializing in marijuana sales.
I would assume that they're working on keeping the books kosher for those companies. They're not specializing.
Yes, right. They're not selling it.
Smokes it,
but
right.
They specialize in businesses that do sell it.
Got it. That makes a lot more sense.
There are CPAs and businesses that specialize in like cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, those things. It's a very specialized industry that has special needs. Another one that I've seen that's very, very beneficial to the clients is doing like a fractional CFO type of business. So this is where your CPA comes in and you've got a small business. You can't afford to hire a CFO, chief financial officer, and you wouldn't even really benefit from the whole thing because it'd be more than you need. But you have a CPA who comes in and does this for you on just a part-time kind of basis. And it can make a real difference in a small business.
Absolutely. Okay. We will have everyone connect with you, Patricia Reszetylo, on LinkedIn, as well as giving them a link to your website. We greatly appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Do you need money to fund your idea, product, or service? Are you ready to take your business to the next level, but need capital to get it done? Kevin Harrington has heard more than 50,000 pitches and knows how to help you make the perfect pitch to get the funding for your entrepreneurial dream. He's distilled the process down in his perfect pitch cheat sheet, and it's yours for free. Just text PITCH to him right now at 727-888-2100. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free perfect pitch cheat sheet. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 to start funding your dream today.
This show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.